everything changes.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the channel. And today, let's talk about 10 things that every single reseller, regardless of platform, should absolutely know about reselling, buying and selling, being the most profitable, being the most productive, and making sure you follow the rules and the policy. So one, you don't get suspended off of some of these platforms. Two, you don't lose money and you actually make money. And three, you do it the correct way. For those of you that don't know, I've been reselling for the better part of 13 years. I moved to Florida in Tampa, where I live now, in 2005, the summer of 2005. I probably started dabbling in reselling around 2006 to 2007. It's now 2020. It's been over 13 years that I've been doing this. I started with Craigslist. I moved up to eBay. Eventually in 2012, 2013, I started on Amazon when Amazon first started offering third-party selling and FBA and things like that. I've since worked with Poshmark and Shopify and tons of other platforms. And so I have a pretty good amount of experience with all of these platforms. And there are some things you simply have to know before you start reselling. And if you're already a reseller, some of these things you may know and some of them you may not know even to this day. So hopefully this will help some of you that are beginners and some of you that are already experienced sellers. Okay, number one is one that comes up inside of my Facebook group. It's called Thrifter Reseller World. It's linked below. There's 115,000 members. This comes up at least once a week, if not several times a week. And this is the use of stock photos. And by stock photos, we mean pictures that you've Googled or went onto a company's website like Free People or Lululemon or some company, and you're using the photos that they have off of their website or that are available on Google Images. This is not allowed. It is illegal and it is a violation of copyright and trademark law unless you have written permission prior. Why? Why is this so important? Well, first of all, they own the rights to those pictures. If you ever Google image search something and it comes up with like a link to like Lululemon's website or somebody like that, you'll see down there in one of the corners, it says these photos may be subject to copyright laws. And it's there for a reason. It's because they own the rights. Think about it. When somebody does a magazine or a website for American Eagle, they pay models. Professional models come in and model these clothes. And those models get paid for their time for modeling clothes for American Eagle to put up. They also own, American Eagle owns the rights and the usage and the licensing to their likeness. The models sign that away in most cases, sometimes not, but usually. So American Eagle has paid for the models, they pay for the light kits, they pay for the camera and the photographer, they usually pay for a shoot location in some cases, in a studio. Sometimes they'll do it, out on the beach or in a mansion or whatever. They have put in thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars into a photo shoot to have good-looking professional photos on their website or on Google or on their app or wherever, their magazine, wherever they have these. They've spent a lot of money, and they didn't spend that money so that you can steal it so that you can make money. Take your own photos, guys. It's really not that hard. You can buy quick, easy lights to set up right on your table. Take good, clean photos. There's now Photo Room, which is a photo editing app. It's fantastic, white backgrounds. There's a reason that these companies have amazing looking photos, and it's because they spend a lot of time and money to produce them. And they don't do that for you to just piggyback off of them. That's not how it works. And a lot of companies will actually take your listings down. Lululemon is big for it. Victoria's Secret is big for it. There's Free People, Anthropologie. There's a lot of companies that will actually remove your listings for using their stock photos. In fact, they could send you a cease and desist and sue you if they really wanted to. Most won't. But that doesn't make it okay, and it's not okay to do. In fact, I call it lazy. If you're just trying to Google some images so you can avoid taking the time, 99% of the time it's because of laziness. I know there's other reasons why you may not take the photos. You want it to look good. You love that professional look so somebody can see what it looks like on. And I get all of that, but mainly what I see for lack of photos is laziness. If you have a stock photo and your own photos, Use your own photos as the main photos. Again, try not to use their stock photo. I know some of you use your own photos and then have a stock photo so that your potential customer can see what it looks like on, and that is still walking the gray line, but at least I can't yell at you for being lazy because you did take the time to take your own photos. Taking your own photos also allows you to use your own measurements so that people can see the measurements. So please, guys, don't use stock photos if you can at all avoid it. Okay, number 2, since I just touched on it, cease and desist letters are almost always real and legitimate. What does this mean? So if you've ever sold on eBay or another platform, you may have received a message or an email from somebody saying you are selling their product without permission and to take it down. And a lot of people have this false sense of security that that's just a competitor who's trying to scare you and get you to remove your listings so that they don't have as much competition. And yes, that happens. It absolutely does. There's no doubt about it. It used to happen more probably 2-3 years ago. It was really prevalent in like 2017, 2018. I saw a lot of it, 2019. But as of recently, this is legitimate. Companies don't allow you to use their stock photos and they will send you a cease and desist or a takedown. Sometimes they'll go directly through eBay or through Posh or whatever. They do not have to. They have an option if you're using their stock photos or if you're selling fake goods or if you're selling their items without permission. There are also companies who don't allow you to sell their products under any circumstances without permission. Rosetta Stone is one of them. P90X/Beachbody is one of them. Wallet Ninja, Blue Parrot headphones. OtterBox is very particular about you only selling their products used, not brand new, because they have warranty implications. Patagonia and North Face, same thing. Used, not brand new. The brand new ones, they offer like a replacement warranty and you can't match that, so they don't want you to sell brand new. And there are other products that you also cannot sell. You can't use the word Velcro or onesie. There's a ton of things that you have to be careful of. And the first sale doctrine does not protect you. The first sale doctrine only allows you the right to legally sell things that you have legally obtained. They do not give you the right to use somebody else's trademark or copyright or name or logo or emblem without permission. So even though I bought this Task Force tape measure, I have the right to resell it, but I do not have the right to use their name or that logo, wherever it is, they have a logo around here somewhere, a logo that they have without their permission. So when I sit this down and I take photos of it and I write a title that says Task Force 25-foot tape measure and I put those photos up, I have violated their trademark. Most companies don't care. The ones I just named do. They will absolutely slam you. But they're not the only ones. So if a company contacts you and tells you that you don't have permission to sell their products, take it down, go to the company's website, go to their contact information. Don't use any contact information in the email, it could be fake as well. Contact the company and ask them if they sent you this takedown or if they're the ones doing it. If they are, listen to them. Trust me, A, you don't have the money to fight them in most cases, some of you may. B, even if you do have the money, it's not going to be worth the fight to sell a $20 tape measure or $5 shirt or whatever it is. And C, unless you have thousands of these and it's your whole business, why would you want to fight them? Don't try to sell somebody else's stuff that they worked hard to trademark, right? So the rules go like this. They can certainly go through the platform and have your listings removed. They don't have to. There's no law that says they have to. They can send you a cease and desist through messages or emails. It does not have to come in a certified mail. That is a myth. Many companies do send it through certified mail, or they have a process server serve you. Usually the process server is when it's too late and you're being sued. The cease and desist will come through the mail through certified signature. That's not a requirement. Them telling you in an eBay message, stop selling our stuff, is a cease and desist. It's telling you to stop. That's all the warning they have to give you. In fact, they don't even have to give you a warning. They can simply just sue you. Most companies won't. Do not be scared. However, if a company tells you to take something down, please take it down. Even if they didn't go through eBay to get it removed, just take it down. Trust me, it's not worth the fight. Most of these cease and desist letters are real. Okay, so number 3 is on one of these negative toned ones as well. It's how to fight fraud and switcheroos and bad customers. So I want to get these ones out of the way and then we'll move on to the positive ones. Fighting fraud and switcheroos and bad customers is something you definitely should know. It's very rare. In the last year, thousands of transactions gone out my door Only one customer I can think of in the last 12, probably 18 months, just one, who really tried to scam me. And in fact, it was for $167, and it's something that's currently ongoing. We had gone a long time without any attempts at fraud against us. It just rarely happens. You'll rarely run into it. And even if you do, it's typically a small amount of money. Some people will scam over 20 bucks, 30 bucks. It won't be the end of the world. If you have a transaction that's thousands of dollars that's devastating to you, then you really need to go about it a different way and know what you're doing. But even for the small transactions, it's important to know about ways that you can fight fraud. Everything from identifying marks on an item, taking photos and having serial numbers, pictures or video of you packaging it, tracking numbers, signature, insurance, all of this helps and will deter most scammers. Also, you have the IC3, I as in ice cream, C as in candy, and the number 3, ic3.gov, G-O-V website where you can file an internet crimes report. If something does go terribly bad, you can file it. Then you can submit that report to eBay and PayPal, and in most cases, they will reimburse you for it since they know that you were willing to go through the steps with the FBI. That's an FBI website. Make sure you're not lying because that's fraud and perjury. And if you went through those steps, they'll usually reimburse you. So there are outs that you have. Mail fraud with the USPS. There's tons of ways to back yourself up. Credit card chargebacks if you have to. There's ways to protect yourself, and it's super important that you know all of these ways before you start reselling. That way, if you do run into that one-time scammer that you'll probably deal with in many years, you'll know how to protect yourself and handle yourself. Also, when you're selling more expensive items, you'll know how to insure them, how to give them signature, how to get them, signature required adult signature or special delivery, or how to have those identifying marks so somebody can't switch one out. And if they do, you'll have the proof, and you'll be able to call eBay or message them or however you talk to them right now and get yourself protected. Same with other platforms, Posh and Amazon, no different. So I want to mix this one in there at number 4, and please know, guys, that this is a full-time job. You only get out of reselling what you put into reselling. And if you don't put in full-time hours, you'll never make full-time income. The YouTube advertisements you see pop across your screen that say, I'll show you how to make $10,000 a week with only 2 hours of work, they're a joke, they're lies. Nothing I've ever taught in any of my training programs, like the one linked below, or anything that I've done webinar-wise, has ever told anybody anything other than this is a full-time job. If you expect to make $5,000 or $7,000 or $10,000 a month, you're not going to do it in 2 hours a day. You're going to work 8 hours a day. You're going to work 7 days a week. You're going to work 60 and 80-hour weeks because you'd rather work 60 and 80-hour weeks for yourself than you would rather put in 40 hours a week for somebody else at a crappy pay or crappy hours or having to roll out of bed and fight traffic every day. It's definitely, absolutely, positively a better experience, but you better be ready to put full-time hours in. And if you're at a job where you can't put full-time hours in yet, then you have to put in as many hours as you can until you get it built up just at that point where you can get rid of the job down the road and then put all of your efforts into yourself. So know that this business is a full-time, 7-day-a-week business if you expect it to do what you want it to do. Number 5 should be pretty obvious to everyone, but you need to know the platforms you're selling on, their rules, their policies, their procedures. You need to know how much they charge you in fees. I see so many people on these platforms going, oh my God, I don't use eBay. I only use Poshmark because eBay charges you so many fees. Turns out eBay's fees are less. They don't even know. Poshmark 20%, eBay 10%, plus the, now managed payments, but previously with PayPal 13, 14. Still lower, even if you promote a couple of percent, you're still lower than Posh. They just don't know. Make sure you know the platforms or you're hurting yourself. 1, because you have no idea how much money you're making. 2, if you're not using the platform, you may not choose to use the platform because you think it costs more money, when in fact it doesn't, even if you take into effect eBay's eBay store cost, because Posh doesn't have a store cost, that could be 1% of your income, so, or 1% of your sales. So 1% plus 10 plus 4, you're still only at 15, 16, 17% with eBay. You're still lower than Poshmark. So make sure you familiarize yourself with all of the fees, the fee structures, the costs, and all of the rules of the platform. For example, canceling orders is really, really bad on eBay, not as bad as it is on Poshmark. It's bad on any platform. You don't want to piss off customers, excuse my language, but it's really bad on eBay and you can lose your account. Same with eBay's vacation mode. People don't realize eBay's vacation mode is worthless and you actually have to change your handling time. Vacation mode on eBay is simply a message that tells your buyer, so-and-so, Casey, is gone for a week. He will not be able to mail your packages on the 1st. He'll be mailing packages starting on the 8th. eBay's system doesn't know that. It's stupid. It sets people up for failure, and eBay needs to change it. But it doesn't know that you're not shipping on the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th. And every one of those days that goes by, it's dinging you for late shipments for every item you sell because it doesn't know. Your message went out to your buyers, but eBay's system is still expecting you to ship every day because your handling times are 1 day or 2 day or whatever. You have to change the handling time so eBay's system keeps up. So that's something that's really important as well. Know your platform, know the fees, know the policies, and make sure you know what you're doing when you work on those platforms. And while we're on that topic, number 6 is going to be knowing shipping policies, rules, fees, and costs. So every platform has an inherent amount of shipping except Posh, which covers your shipping label to the buyer, but you still need to know Poshmark's excessive shipping fee if you go over the 5 pounds, what it will cost you and multiple packages and things like that for Posh. But for every other platform like eBay, Amazon, all of those, you will need to know how much items cost to ship. You need to know that first class ranges between $2.70 some cents up to like 6 and change, and that first class is below 16 ounces. You have to know that. If you don't know that, you are already failing. You have to know that priority padded flat rate envelopes are, if it fits, it ships any weight, $7.55 or whatever it is. You have to know these costs. You have to know UPS Ground, FedEx SmartPost. You need to know all of the options. You have to educate yourself. I have a fantastic shipping video for 2020. I'll link it down below. You can check it out after this video if you don't know everything you need to know about shipping. You have to know all of these rules, policies, procedures, what boxes. You should know that the USPS flat rate boxes and envelopes can be altered. A lot of people don't know that you can alter them. They're like, oh, you can't change it, blah, 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 it's illegal. That's not true. You can alter them, but you will pay priority by weight prices. You really should avoid it because a lot of the USPS employees don't even know that you can alter flat rate. Trust me, I see it every day in the group. It's amazing. But these are all things that you have to educate yourself with and know in the back of your head every time you're buying and selling items. What will this approximately cost? How much is this going to go? Which route is this going to go? You should be able to look at an item when you're buying it or listing it and know exactly how it's going to ship regardless of who buys it. It doesn't matter because people are like, oh, well, you don't know who's going to buy it. It doesn't matter. I know right away this thing weighs about 8 to 10 ounces, 12 ounces. This is a first class item. It's going to go wrapped in bubble wrap inside of a bubble mailer or possibly a very small box if I can get it all in within 15 ounces, 16 ounces, and out the door it's gonna go. This is gonna be at the heavier end of that, so it's not gonna be $2 or $3. This is gonna be a $5 shipping item, and I know that right away by touching it, by holding it, and I should have a pretty good idea with the fees, couple dollars in fees, that my break even on this is gonna be $8 to $10 and that I need to know what to sell it for. I can do that with any item, period, ever, it doesn't matter. Almost every item with a few exceptions. So know the shipping, know the rules, educate yourself and be familiar with them. Okay, number 7 goes along with your items as well. Please have a way to store your items so you can easily pull them out when they are being shipped. Bins, bin A, B, C, D, E. Items in the bin, A1, A2, A3, A4, a way that you can pull them out and quickly inventory them and know where the items are when you have to ship them. On the flip side, you also need to know when they sell what your cost of goods is or your cost average, whatever way you're using to track your cost and cost of goods sold, you have to have a spreadsheet or a way to do it. Again, I cover all of this in the accounting section of my training program that's linked below. Everything is on sale for this weekend only. I put the entire training package 50% off. I'll link them below as well. This is all covered in that, so take advantage of that if you get a chance. But you have to know your cost of goods sold, your inventory costs. You have to know all of this, or you have no idea how much money you're making, how much money you still have left sitting in a pile, how much you have sent out the door. You have to know these numbers. It's 2 of the biggest questions the IRS asks you when you file your taxes. How much were your cost of goods sold? And how much inventory do you have at the end of the year moving forward into the next year? Make sure you know those numbers, and if you need, get a CPA as always. So that last one, number 7, touches on number 8, staying organized and really having a schedule Time management is a really big thing that a lot of resellers have problems with. Me personally, I do as well, trying to manage my time, trying to get things done, trying to target this, target that. And being organized is the ground block work for all of that. If you're not organized, if you don't have a to-do list, if you don't have a spreadsheet, if you don't have an accounting program, if you don't have a clean desk, if you don't have a work area, there's no way for you to stay organized. You'll lose track of everything. You'll be unproductive and you'll just fail. You'll literally fail. Having a good work area, a good organization system, an inventory system, a spreadsheet, it's all pieces of that pie that will allow you to succeed. And I think it's probably what deserved to be number one on this list, but I kind of went in a certain order. So, number 8 is that you absolutely have to have processes, procedures, programs, softwares, apps, automations, and organization. Get it done and get it done quickly, and you will be more productive later. You're gonna spend some time on it now, but it will pay off in the long run down the road. So make sure you have that done. Okay, number 9, really important. Invest money into equipment. Just like having organization and apps and programs and software is important to keep you rolling. You also need to have good equipment. If you don't have good lights or a good camera or a good backdrop or a good printer or a scale, you don't need all of these things, but most of them you do. There's, apps that can get around having a good light kit or possibly having a background, but you can't not have a thermal printer if you're printing shipping labels and shipping. You can get away with a laser printer or an ink printer for a while, and that's great, and taping them on or even using the peel and stick labels, but a thermal printer absolutely saves time and money, and it's an investment in yourself. And number 9 is that every reseller should know you have to invest in equipment and yourself. You're not gonna be able to sell it and get your money back unless you upgrade later, but it will save you time, and time is money in business. So make sure you invest. You don't have to go overboard. Like I just bought these lights for 270 or 80 bucks. Those ones I have over there. Those 2 soft boxes over there, wherever they are, right there, would have been just fine. They cost me like $70. I bought these to upgrade simply because they were a luxury and I wanted them and I love them. Get what you need, not necessarily what you want. And if you start making plenty of money, you can upgrade to what you want, but at least invest in what you need. Invest in good boxes, invest in good tape, invest in good bubble wrap. Get what you need and put the money into the business, and what you put in, you will get out. Same with your inventory. Constantly be reinvesting in good inventory and it will pay off in the long run. All right, we've arrived at the last one. It's number 10, and it's the most important one of this entire list by far. Absolutely, positively, 100%. Before I go into that, as always, if you need extra help, if you need training, if you need the accounting program, if you need everything, I've put it all 50% off. It's down below. Use the links. It's good until tonight, Sunday, August 9th, until midnight Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern. I set the code to expire. It's RSF50. That's Rockstarflipper 50, but just RSF50 at the discount code screen, and you'll get that discount. So please take advantage of that. Number 10 is understanding your profits, cash flow, and money management. This is the number one thing that business owners have to understand. You have to know how much money you're profiting, which means you have to go back to my other steps and keep track of your accounting and your bookkeeping and your numbers and be organized. You have to know how much you're profiting, and you have to know how much money is coming and going every day and every week. This is called your cash flow. So you know how much money you can then go back to number 9 and reinvest into the business. You know whether you're growing, whether you're shrinking, where you're making money, where you're losing money. You have to know your money management and cash flow skills. Not only do you have to know them, you have to use them. You can't just take that money out and go get drunk and go to a nice dinner and go on a cruise for $3,000 because you saw that the business made $3,000, and then all of a sudden you come back and there's no money to reinvest in that equipment that we talked about, or that inventory, or money management. You have to know what you can spend and what you can't, where it's going, who it's going to, why it's going there, how much was going there, where you can cut, where you can grow, where you can spend, where you can't. It's all money management business 101. If you're not good with money, not good with numbers, definitely getting a CPA will help you, or find somebody locally who can help you organize your thoughts and organize your flow, somebody who's experienced and good at it. Find one of your successful friends. Don't get somebody who's always broke, because that probably means they're not good at it as well. My training program will get you started, but I can't hold your hand and stand over your shoulder. There's a lot of stuff I can teach you about tracking the numbers so you know, but as far as your discipline and spending the money and doing the right things with it, that's going to be up to you guys. And a successful business owner, that separates them from the ones that fail, typically, is the amount of money they're able to reinvest and spend wisely over blowing it. Okay. That's it. That's going to be 10 things that I wish I knew before I started reselling. 10 things every reseller and business owner for that matter should know. 10 things you should know, and probably 10 things a whole bunch of your audience, friends, family, and followers on social media and Instagram and Facebook, they should probably know. Whether they own a business or they don't, whether they're going to start a business, or even basic financing and basic life skills, organization and numbers and money management and time management and reinvesting in yourself and all that. It's all important for everyone, business owners or not. So if you could do me a big favor, it would mean more than anything to me, even more than liking this video and subscribing to the channel, is share this. Share this on your Facebook page, share it in a Facebook group that you own or have permission to share it in. Put it on your Instagram stories and tag me so I can see it, and I'll shout you out right back. I'll tag you back on my page. You'll pick up some followers. Put it on your Instagram post, put it out on a tweet, wherever you post on social media. If you could please put it out and make sure to tag me at Rockstarflipper. I'd really appreciate it. It would mean a lot. A lot of people would benefit from it, and I'll make sure I return the favor and shout you guys out to all of my followers. So thank you as always. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend and Sunday, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.